Day 8 of 4th grade. Today was our minimum day, which means my students get to go home 2 hours earlier than a regular school day. And for those 2 hours while the students are gone, all the teachers get together for like meetings and professional developments and things like that. Like today we had a meeting all about our new math curriculum. I mentioned last week that every Wednesday my students have PE with their coach, and I get to use that time to prepare things in our classroom. I spent the first 20 minutes of my prep period putting stuff up on the walls that I've been meaning to hang up like since the first day. And then I watched with despair as they started to fall one by one. I then proceeded to spend the rest of my time sitting and contemplating my life choices. And then the kids came back and we moved on with our day. For today's Read Aloud, we read Chapter 2 of Island of the Blue Dolphins. Now that we've started the book, I always do a recap right before we continue reading, just in case kids weren't here or they just forgot. I like to start by saying, previously on Island of the Blue Dolphins. And as our time reading this goes on, the kids will get the hang of what the recap sounds like and they'll start doing it for me. For math today, we did our last pre-lesson about place value before we get into like the actual curriculum that we're going to be using this year. For Writer's Workshop, kids just continued writing in their journals. And they'll continue with journal entries for the rest of this week and part of next week, and then we'll actually start our real writing curriculum. And we'll throw in journal writing every so often. For spelling, we reviewed our spelling words once again, and they got to write their own silly stories using their spelling words. Yesterday they wrote silly sentences, but the sentences didn't have to be a cohesive story, and today they wrote actual stories, with at least 5 spelling words interwoven throughout the story. Technically that was their homework, but I told them with the last 10 minutes of class they could get it started if they wanted, and most of them already finished. Then the kids went home, I went to my math PD, and now it's now. Also, funny story, I didn't post day 7 on day 7 because I was just way too tired. I got home so late. And one of my students came in this morning and was like, Miss Roma, why didn't you post anything for day 7 of 4th grade? These kids are holding me accountable. Anyways, I hope you have a great rest of your day and I will see you tomorrow.